Alright guys, I'm Monty from aerotechplusone and welcome to your fourth tutorial, I suppose, for JQuery. Now in this tutorial we are going to be looking upon event handlers and also triggers. Now what you see on the screen here right now, if you got a screen, there is the blue method, which it is on here, the bind method, and the change method. Now something about me is that I just blur things which isn't really what's in order. I should have said bind first, not blue. But going ahead is a click method, double click, delegate, and so on. I'm going to go slowly for you guys to see so that you'll be able to go research whichever one you want to. What I'm going to be using today is the blur method. And the blur method means whenever something is active, it's not going to trigger until it's inactive, then it's going to trigger. The double click method, when you double click the left click of the mouse, then I don't know for the right click, but the left click, then it's going to trigger the event and the click function. Now as you see, some of the things were duplicated and some were removed. Set die function, so whenever there's an error, some method is going to be active, but it's been removed. So you're going to work in the blur, the click, and the double click. So in our document here, we're going to go down to our template which we used in the last tutorials, and we're going to have an input form. So we're not going to put in the form tag, we're going to create just the input field just for this purpose of the tutorial. So input type is equals to text ID. You can use an ID instead of a class. So ID is equals to name. It's gonna be like this. So this is for the blur function where we were editing within the field, and when we went out of the field is going to trigger out something. Then we're going to be working also with a button for the click function, and we're going to be working with a button for the double click function. So instead of name here, we're going to call it blur, and here we're going to have an ID. I like working with IDs because with classes in HTML, classes basically means you can use that same styling for as many objects as you want to. And IDs you only use for only one object. So you can have a div with an ID of cat and a div with another div with an ID of cat, but you only select the first div with the ID of cat to style it, because you can't really use a div ID. Sorry, you can't really use an ID more than once with your styling. You can use classes. So classes just going to distribute the same styling for all of those with the same class name within them. So that button is going to be click. You don't have to put it as click. It's my own option to put the ID as blur, click, and double click. You can put it as anything you want. Just letting you guys know that you can put it as cat, bird, put it as car, anything. This one is called double click. Now within these objects here, let's reload the page to see. We have a field and two buttons. So we don't have any value in our buttons yet, so you can see click me twice, click me once. Don't have a chance. Very catchy. Now in our script tag, we're going to have our basic real programming style. We're going to have document dot ready open parentheses, function, open close parentheses, open close brackets. Okay, and remember, after every close bracket which ends a line, you should have a semicolon for in our line. And within this function, as soon as the document loads, you're going to have document document dot ready function, sorry, dot blue blur. Then you can open up parentheses, and then we're going to have a function again, and you don't really need the document as ready function, but within the document as ready function, when the document is fully loaded, then we'll be able to run our blue function when it's triggered. Now all these methods, all these methods are run when it is triggered. So our blue function, our double click, and our click function, they are all triggers. So in our blue function, you can be selecting our ID, which is hashtag blur, and we're going to have it to have, let's see, what should we really put within with that? Okay, now blue function of, we're not going to be using documents, we're going to be using hashtag blur. So if our blue function, you're going to have an alert. Now out of field, basically when our document fully loads, you have a blue function for our ID blue, which is this up here. So as soon as we click out of blue, we can run a function so that you're going to alert this now out of field. It's going to duplicate that. Now the second one will be click, which is here. So our click function, so it's going to be a click method. Now this is the method say blue click and db click. So as soon as we click on our object with the click ID, then you're going to see you clicked once on the button. As soon as you click twice on our double click ID, it will say you click twice on the button. However I spell it, don't worry about that. So I'm going to run this, refresh. So right here is our field, we are in it here, we are focused. When we lose focus, okay, the blue function. Okay, back to, let's see, here you're missing inverted comma. We're just going to remove the double click function. It all been giving trouble, that's not working. So let's try it out. Now right now we are in the field here, and now we're going to be clicking out of it, so I'm going to be losing focus. So as we click out, it said now out of field. That's what the blur function is for. We now input here, which it has the ID of blur. This one here, the ID of blur. We use the blur method whenever we click out or whenever we lose focus. We run an alert that's in out of field, and we click on the click ID, the click button. It says you click once on the button. So click on this one. It said you click once on the button. Basically, that's it for triggers and yeah, this stuff. So see you guys in the next tutorial.